Now we shall move into the last unit of municipal solid waste, that is disposal. From unit 1 till 4, we saw about what is municipal solid waste, how it has been generated, and the types of municipal solid waste that is being generated, and how it is being categorized according to their nature, and then the collection and transferring of the solid waste according to their categories. Then what and all we saw, the processing at the transfer unit, and what type of uh, transferring things and collection routes, types of collection routes, and at the transfer station, what type of processing methods that has been followed at the transfer station, and what type of equipments they are using all over the world, and especially in India, what type of equipments that they have been following, and MVF, that is the um, facility center for the recycling of the solid waste. All these things we saw it in the from unit 1 till unit 4. Now we are going into the final stage of the municipal solid waste, how it is being disposed. So in the unit 4 we saw about the other process, how the solid waste it is been that the categorized solid waste is being how it is being processed, how it is being shredded is nothing but cutting it into pieces, and how it is being incinerated, or else it is been dumped, or else it is or all the organic waste is turned into the or organic waste is turned into what is composite things and all, we saw it, right? So now some of the organic waste has been already transferred into or else it is been turned into a composite, that is like a manure, biomass gas and all. We spoke about it in the last class, right? So that is for organic things. But coming to other things, how it has been disposed. You people said there are also hospital waste, other plastics and toxic gases that is being emitted during the processing of the solid waste, right? So how it is being disposed, so that is only we are going to see in this unit. So the heading itself, it is about disposal. Coming into the syllabus consists of land disposal of solid waste, how the solid waste is being disposed using the help of land and sanitary landfills. Site selection, how for in the case of sanitary landfills, first thing is the site selection, then its design, then how it has been the sanitary landfill process is being operated, then landfill liners, management of the lead chart. In biology and all, you would have biology, chemistry in schools, and not you would have lead chart principle and all, you would have gone through. So management of lead chart, and landfill gases. Then during the process, some of the gases would be emitted. So about that landfill gases, then landfill bioreactor, then the dump site rehabilitation in the sense மறுவாழ்வு அப்படின்னு நம்ம தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும் இல்லையா? So that is called as the rehabilitation. Yes. Going into the unit, first is the sanitary landfill. So the term landfill is used to describe a unit operation for final disposal of municipal solid waste on land designed and constructed with the objective of minimum impact to the environment. So here what is that they are saying is, um, as I said before, so this term landfill, so it is the what did I say? The final disposal of the solid waste. Say same as that, but the municipal solid waste that is being finally disposed in the on the land under a design and in a constructed manner is known as the sanitary landfill with a very minimum impact to the environment. That is what they are saying in this definition. Next, dumping of solid waste. Dumping is nothing but, for example, in a detailed one sentence, I can say dumping is nothing but we have to dug a pit. and in the inside that pit we have to put all these waste, and we have to close it in a proper way. That is called as dumping. So dumping of solid waste, we have two types of categories. So landfilling will be done for the following types of waste, and landfilling will usually not be done for the following waste streams in the municipal. So what are the ways that is being where the landfill is done, and another thing is where the landfill is not usually done for the other types of waste streams. So coming to the landfilling will be done for the following types of waste. What and all waste? So commingled waste, we saw it in the unit 4. What is commingled waste? So it is a mixed waste not found suitable for waste processing. So then pre-processing, post-processing rejects from waste processing sites. Then coming to the non-hazardous waste not being processed for recycle. So as I said before, this landfilling is mainly for the hazardous toxic gases, hazardous waste, which is very dangerous to the environment. Mostly that kind of waste things are being dumped into the land. So landfill is mainly used for that type of waste, municipal waste. Where landfill which is not usually followed, that is in the B category, which is not usually followed, is for the bio garden waste or the bio waste dry recyclable. So we can say, right, all the reusable, the 3 R's, reuse, recycle, all the and that 3 R's. So when coming to taking the recyclable, reusable waste means, why should it be landfill or dump that into the ground? There is no need, right? We can recycle it and again use it, or else we can turn the organic matter or the organic waste into a compost, into a manure. Like that we can do. Why should we again go and dump it into the land? So there is no use. That's why landfill is not been followed, usually not done for these type of categories. But coming into all the metals and other chemical waste, very which is very dangerous, that for dumping all those kind of hazardous things, this landfilling is done. Okay, so dumping of solid waste falls under two categories, that is, which is what type of waste which is done, which is has been processed with landfill and not processed with landfill. Next, this C category. Coming to the C category, landfilling of hazardous waste stream in the municipal waste will be done at a hazardous waste landfill site. So hazardous waste landfill site. Such a site will be identified by the state government and is likely to be operated by industries of a district and state. In this point, what are they saying is, um, for example, we can take a chemical factory, and there are some very hazardous chemical, very dangerous, toxic chemicals that is being got as an output of a particular product. So that hazardous waste is being collected. So now I have to dispose it. I cannot burn it, or either I cannot incinerate it. I cannot do anything with it, right? So I have to now dump it. So I have to get a permission from the government to a particular site where the hazardous, all other hazardous things has been dumped into the ground. So I have to get the permission of the government, and then only I have to eliminate that particular toxic waste. Going into the fourth one, landfilling of construction and demolition waste will be done in a separate landfill where the waste can be stored and mined for future use in earthwork or road projects. So, coming into a civil thing, here all the construction and demolished building parts, or all those waste will be having separate place to throw them, so that in future, when there is a need for us to put all these things into the earthwork and all, before constructing a building or a road, or before constructing a structure, we should have some landfills, earthfills, right? So for that purpose they will use these demolition waste and all. Next is the E category. All existing and old landfills will be inspected and boreholes will be drilled for recovery of leachate samples from the base of the landfill, recovery of subsoil samples beneath the base of the landfill for evaluation of permeability and soil properties, and finally recovery of waste samples for waste characterization. So in this particular diagram you can see here the truck is unloading all the waste, and here this tipper is organizing all the landfills. According to that, there will be a gas venter, and this is particular landfill liner and daily refuse. This is, and here the under in that in this particular depth the pit will be dug, and this is the undisturbed ground, and here it is the leachate collection system. It will be at designated meter, and this is the this is what a landfill typical landfill plan looks like. Okay, now we know about what is landfill and what are the types of landfill and what are the categories and categories of waste that has been thrown into different types of landfills. Now, what are the important parts of landfill? That is the essential components of a landfill. So there are seven essential components of a municipal solid waste landfill. Our first is the a liner system. So at the base and the sides of a landfill, which prevents migration of leachate or gas to the surrounding soil. So leachate is nothing but it is the waste. From the waste, there will be some excretion or a type of bad watery substance or a solid substance or a gas. It will be any in either form. So that leachate collection system is it will be there, and a leachate collection and a control facility which collects and extracts leachate from within and from the base of the landfill and then treats the leachate. Okay, we'll see what is leachate and its process and all we'll see in this unit later. And third is the gas collection and control facility. So we saw here there is a gas vent, right? So that is only they are saying in the C point, a gas collection and control facility, which collects and extracts gas from within and from the top of the landfill, and then treats it or uses it for a energy recovery. Then the a final cover system at the top of the landfill, which enhances surface drainage, prevents infiltrating water, and supports surface vegetation. Here, in that point, they are saying there will be a liner at the top of the landfill. That is what they are saying, a final cover system. And then a surface water drainage system which collects and removes all the surface runoff from the land side. So when there is a normal surface here and underneath there is a landfill, but all the water runoff or all other types of waste will not infiltrate or it will not go inside this. So there will be a proper runoff system besides this, or there will be other arrangement according to the plan. Then a surface water drainage system, that is what that is. And an environmental monitoring system which periodically collects and analyzes air, surface water, soil gas, and groundwater samples around the landfill site. So there will be a monitoring system, a particular team. We saw it in the transfer station. There is a team which operates and monitors all the type of equipment, its process and all. Same way, there will be a environment monitoring system where they periodically checks and collects and analyzes the air, surface water, soil gases, groundwater samples, everything. And if there is a change of any composition in that means, then they will check into the landfill. Then finally, a closure and a post-closure plan, which lists the steps that must be taken to close and secure a landfill site once the filling operation has been completed, and the activities for long-term monitoring operation and maintenance of the completed landfill. So now we saw about all the essential components of a typical landfill. Now we'll go into the site selection for a landfill. So coming to the site selection for a landfill, So coming to the site selection for a landfill. Selection of a landfill site usually comprises of the following steps. When a large number landfill sites are available, for example, 4 to 8 landfill sites are available means first we have to set up setting up of a locational criteria, then identification of search area, then for drawing up a list of potential sites, data collection, selection of few best ranked sites, environmental impact assessment, and final site selection and land acquisition. So now uh, there is a landfill selection for a particular type of waste. For example, we can take a hazardous waste like e-waste. We can take, shall we take e-waste? Okay, we'll take some e-waste landfill site for a e-waste. So setting up first, we have to locate the area. So what and all location criteria about there? For example, we can take Tiruvallur district itself. There is a particular site, so what and all criteria is around the Tiruvallur district in that particular site. Then coming to the search area. So identification of search, which is the nearest point that particular site where it is situated and which is the nearest point to that site particular site. Then a drawing up of a list of potential sites. Then data collection and all other details of the site. Then selection of the few best ranked sites. So say similarly a particular site at Tiruvallur, there will be different sites. So for example, I'm ranking 10 different sites in a rank of 1 to 10. So in that, which will be best ranked site for this particular type of landfill, I have to select that. Then other environmental impact assessment I have to run. Then final site selection and land acquisition. So coming to the locational criteria, the following criteria are suggested. First one is the according to the land location. First, we have to see lake or pond, that is the water things. So we have to consider the water terrain, which is very important before selecting or before constructing or before doing something at a particular place, new place. So lake or pond. So no landfill should be constructed within 200 meter of any lake or pond. Similarly, no landfill should be constructed within 100 meter of a navigable river or a stream. So floodplain, where we should first fix whether it is a floodplain. So no landfill should be considered within a 100-year floodplain. So I have to take a survey of 100 years whether this particular place has been undergone any flood situation and all. I have to survey it. I have to go through for a plan of for a period of 100 years. I have to cross check it. Then highway, no landfill should be constructed within 200 meter of the right of way of any state or a national highway. So for a locational criteria, I have to go through all these different types of categories. Okay. Next, habitation. So habitation is nothing but where people reside. So that is called as habitation. So a landfill site should be at least 500 meter away from a notified habituated area. Then public parks. So no landfill should be constructed within 300 meters of a public park. Then critical habitat area, similar as that, no landfill should be constructed within a critical habitat area. Then wetlands. Wetlands means when the soil is very weak and it has more of porous. So wetlands, so that we should not construct this landfill in a within a wetlands. Then groundwater. Then what we have to do? We have to check the groundwater table, right? So this landfill should not be constructed in areas where water table is less than 2 meter below the ground surface. Then airports. Then again, airports, we have to consider the airport thing. Then water supply well. So here this landfill should not be constructed within a 500 meter of water supply well. Then coastal regulation zone. Coastal regulation zone is nothing but where all the seas, oceans are present. According to that, this landfill should not be sited on a coastal regulation zone. Then unstable zone. Uh, unstable zone. So these all categories fall under locational criteria. Okay, then search area. So coming into search area, the search area is usually governed by the economics of waste transportation. So it is usually limited by the boundaries of the municipality. Typically, search areas are search radius of 5 to 10 kilometers, keeping the waste generating unit as the center. So we can take our college itself. The waste is being generated. So from we have to put a center mark at our college. So from the center of the college, we have to go to a radius search area radius of about 5 to 10 kilometers, keeping that into. So we have to typically put a search area within 5 to 10 kilometers. Alternatively, a search area of range 5 kilometer all around the build up city boundary. Next is the third one is the potential site. So development of a list of potential sites. After satisfying the above two criteria, areas having potential for site development should be identified. So first thing what we have to do is we have to check it with the roadmap. A roadmap may be used to show the potential sites that satisfies the locational criteria. Then the preliminary data collection the preliminary data collection should be undertaken within an aim of narrowing the list of sites to a few best ranked sites. Then areas such as abandoned quarry sites or old waste dump sites can be considered. So abandoned quarry sites is when a particular quarry site is been which is not in use, we can take that into consideration, or any other old waste dump sites can also be considered. Next is the data collection. So several maps and other information need to be studied to collect data within the search radius. So as we saw it before, we saw about the search area. So search area should be from the center of the waste generation area. From the center, it should be about 5 to 10 kilometers in radius. Okay. So after that. Some of the data collection should be based on some topics, that is the topographic map. So in this topographic map should indicate the low and high areas, natural surface water drainage pattern, streams, and the rivers. So soil maps, coming to the soil maps, it should show what type of soil near the surface, or what type of the soil that the site is being selected. All the soil details or requirements, everything. Then land use plans, restrictions on the use of agricultural land or on the use of forest land for the landfill purpose. So we should not take the agricultural or any forest land for the usage of landfills. Next is the transportation maps. So this one is used to determine the transportation needs in the developing a landfill site. Then comes the floodplain map. So landfill siting must be avoided within the floodplains of major rivers. So we saw it before that the particular landfill site which is being selected, which is that we are going to select, should we have to go through 100 years of history, that any flood situation that occurred in that particular selected site. Then the groundwater maps, rainfall data, wind maps, and the seismic data. Seismic data is nothing but the earthquake details. Next one, the site walkover and the establishment of ground truths. So coming into this topic, a site reconnaissance will be conducted by a site walkover as a part of preliminary data collection. So it is nothing but site visiting. All features observed in various maps will be confirmed. So it is the first foremost site visit. That is what they are saying in this subtopic. Okay. So the next is the additional information pertaining to the following will be ascertained from nearby inhabitants. So first is the flooding during monsoons. Monsoon is nothing but the rainfall period. Then the soil type, depth of the GW table, that is nothing but the groundwater table, quality of groundwater, and the depth of bedrocks. Then the sixth topic is about the preliminary boreholes and geophysical investigation. At each site, 1 to 2 boreholes will be drilled and samples collected at every 1.5 meter interval to a depth of 20 meter below the ground surface. So what they will do is after the site visit, they will drill about 1 or 2 boreholes. Then in that they will collect that soil sample about every 1.5 meter till the depth of 20 meter. For the following data. The following information will be obtained by collecting this soil at an interval of 1.5 meter. What and all is soil type and its stratification, and permeability of each stratum, strength and compressibility parameters, groundwater level and its quality, and the depth of the bedrock. The seventh one is the assessment of public reaction. So here itself we can have a vague idea of taking some surveys or other general talks with the public around the selected particular site. A preliminary assessment of the public opinion regarding all the potential sites in the list is essential. Public reaction is less hostile of landfilling is done in an area already degraded by earlier municipal waste dumps or other activities such as quarrying, ash disposal, etc. Next, selection of few best ranked sites. So, from among a large number of sites, the selection of final site will emerge from a two-stage approach. That is, sorry, that is selection of few best ranked sites, usually two sites, sometimes three best sites will be selected in the first category. Second one is the selection of the final site on the basis of environmental impact assessment, then the social acceptance and the cost of disposal. So from the disposal site and to this, or else from the transfer site to this particular site, how many distance. Then we have to consider other cost and all, right? Cost of the equipment, cost of the petrol, then labor cost, all those things we have to consider. So this selection of best ranked sites fall under these two categories. Then the ninth one is the EIA. EIA is nothing but the environmental impact assessment. So this EIA is very important in terms of management. So wherever feasible, environmental impact assessment will be conducted for two alternate sites in exceptional circumstances up to three sites. The impact of the landfill on the following will be quantified according to the groundwater quality. Again, Archumave, Harakarala, same groundwater quality, surface water quality, air quality, which has part of gas, dust, litter. Then aesthetics. Aesthetics means visually how it is looking, that visual vermins and flies, noise, land use alteration, traffic alteration, then drainage alteration, soil erosion, ecological impacts, everything ಇದೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂமே வந்துட்டு we have to consider. Okay. So on the basis of EIA, environmental impact assessment. Then finally the final site selection. Though, so from this, the final site selection of the uh, site from amongst the best ranked alternatives should be done by comparing the. So now we have ranked three best sites. Okay, rank one, two, three. We have selected three different sites. One, two, and three. So we have three sites. So now we have to compare those sites under these categories, that is the environmental impact, social acceptance, and the transportation and the landfilling cost, from which is very feasible according to the criteria. We have to select the best landfill site. So we saw about a landfill, selection of landfill. Okay, till this we saw about the dumping of solid waste, then the essential components of landfills and site selection of landfills. So under the site selection of landfills, we saw about uh, almost 10 categories of site selection of landfill. Now we have selected a particular site for this particular type of landfill. Now we have to design the landfill, right? So what is design life and what is design and what type of design of land life we are going to see, we'll be seeing in further. So here, so here, design of landfill. So design of a landfill can be described through the following aspects. First is the design life. A landfill design life will comprise of an active period and then closure and post-closure period. So we can what would I say? We can categorize this particular design life into three things, that is active period, closure period, and the post closure period. So what is active period? So the active period may typically range from the 10 to 25 years depending on the availability of the land area. Next is the closure and post closure period, for which a landfill will be monitored and maintained, will be 25 years after the active period is completed. So before 25 years, 1 to 25 years is the, that is ranging from 10 to 25th year is the active period, and after 25th period, 25 year of period is the maintenance and monitoring of the landfill site. So that is called as the closure and post closure period. So next is the so this design of landfill is based on the different aspects as it was told before, first is the design life. Next will be the waste volume and landfill capacity. Amount of waste that is being generated and collected and transferred to the disposal site. Amount of waste of the volume and the landfill capacity. So the volume of waste to be placed will be computed for the active period of the landfill, taking into the account first the current generation of waste per annum. So ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு like for a 1 year how much of waste is being generated for a period of per annum. Then B, category B has the anticipated increase in rate of waste generation on the basis of past records or the population growth rate. So for example, this particular 2021 year, I have a certain amount of waste is being generated for the whole year. I'm calculating an account of the waste amount, the volume of waste that is being generated for this particular 2021 year. Okay, then the next category is we have to anticipate, we have to calculate the increase in rate of the waste generation according to the either with the past records or with the growth of population, with the growth of population. Next is the what is they saying is the actual capacity. So the actual capacity of the landfill will depend upon the volume occupied by the liner system and the cover material. That is nothing but the daily intermediate and the final cover, as well as the compacted density of the waste. So in that particular cross section of the landfill diagram, we saw about where the where the liner system will present, we know that, right? So we have to consider that liner system, that top final cover, and the compacted density of the waste. So that is the actual capacity of the landfill. Next, in addition, the amount of settlement a waste will undergo due to overburden stress and due to biodegradation should also be taken into account. Then the density should may range as low as zero point 0.4 ton per cubic meter to 1.25 ton per cubic meter. Then for planning purpose, a density of 0.85 ton per cubic meter may be adopted for biodegradable waste, and for the higher values it should be typically ranging from about 1.1 ton to 1.1 ton cubic meter for a inert waste. Okay, so the total landfill area should be approximately 15% more than the area required for landfilling to accommodate all infrastructure and support facilities, as well as to allow the formation of a green belt around the landfill. So it is nothing but what they are saying here is, um, let us take an example of say about 3 to 4 acres I'm taking into consideration for a particular dumping of waste in a landfill. So I'm taking about 3 to 4 acres of site for a particular landfill. So in that, approximately 15% should be more more area should be required for this landfill, so that I can accommodate the infrastructure, other buildings, facilities, and all. We should monitor and monitor it, right? So for that and all, we have to have on the safer side. We should have some more space, about 15% approximately. That estimated landfill area should be more for the accommodation of the green belt around the landfill and other infrastructure buildings. For other accommodation and all, we should need some more area from the estimated area of the landfill. That is what they are saying here. Then there is no standard method for classifying landfills by their capacity. However, the following nomenclature is often observed in a literature. What is that is the So less than 5 hectare area is considered as small size landfill. 5 to 20 hectare is the medium size landfill area. Then more than 20 is the large size landfill. So landfill heights are reported to vary from less than 5 meter to well of above 30 meter. Then coming to the layout. A landfill site should will comprise of the area in which the waste will be filled, as well as additional area from support facilities. What we saw in the last slide is only this particular point. Within the area to be filled, work may proceed in phases with only a part of area under active operation. So the work will be categorized into different phases. Either in a on a whole thing, it will be categorized into different phases. Okay. Next is the following facilities must be located in the layout. Accessing roads, equipment shelters, weighing scales, office space. I said that 15% of work area should be more than the estimated landfill. So that 15% area should accommodate all these things. Nothing but the access roads, equipment shelter, weighing scales, office space, location of waste inspection, and the transfer station if needed. Then a temporary waste storage, disposal site, or a areas to be used for waste processing. Example shredding, which we saw in the unit 4. Areas for stockpiling, cover material, drainage facilities, location of landfill gas management, location of leachate treatment. All these things comes under that 15% area. So this is a typical site layout. So you can see here, this is a whole, consider it as a 3 to 5 hectares. Okay, so here it will be the completed completed filling landfill area. Then now that completed fill means it is above 10 years. So that is what they are saying, the considering it here. And active filling area means 10 to 25 years, so this is more than 25 years. So stockpiled cover material, here the future fill area, this area will be empty for the future fill. Here it will be the equipment area, workshop, and then the inspection screening facility, the weighing scale area, then the access road. Beyond this, it will be some roads and other leading to the roads. Then office, then surface water collection facility, facility, leachate treatment, environmental monitoring facilities. This is a typical site layout of a landfill area. So this is a cross section of a typical section of a landfill. So here all the waste will be dumped. Okay. In that first picture we saw a gas control, right? Gas vent area. So this is a gas control. So here underneath, this is the other soil, apart from this landfill, groundwater groundwater monitoring. So this waste should not mixed, it should not be mixed with this soil and the groundwater. So that's why we are providing a leachate collection system under this waste. Then we have this thick black layer is the final cover. Then we have here is the methane monitoring thing. And this liner, this landfill liner, which we call, is mostly of synthetic or natural material. So this is what a typical section of a landfill area looks like. Then coming to we operation of a landfill. So we saw about the what is a landfill, then the all the necessary things about the selection of a landfill, site selection of a landfill, and a design of a landfill. Now we have to see about the operation of a landfill. So here, to secure public acceptability, landfill operations require careful planning and determination of the extent of environmental effects. So just a second. So we saw about, till here we finished, that is half of the portions, right? Okay, till here we'll stop it now. So till here we saw about landfill, land disposal of solid waste, sanitary landfills, about the site selection, design, and operation. In the other session, we'll see about the management of leachate, landfill gases, all these things. So we'll stop it for today now.